So in this city center here in Lorach, like every Tuesday, they do have a local market. I mean, so for the vendors to come and sell their products here, which is really nice. And most of the times also like they are more cheaper. What are some of the things that I like and what are some of the things that I also don't like about Germany? So the things that I like about Germany, number one is that everything is super organized, and you can also depend on the system that 99% of the time it works. So with some exceptions like the public transportation, I mean, that can be sometimes a little bit harder, but apart from that, I mean, it's really super cool. So what are some of the things that I don't like about Germany? Let's go into it. Good morning from Germany. People ask me what are some of the things that I like and what are some of the things that I do not like about Germany. So let's start with the things that I do like, you know, about Germany. So number one on my list is going to be that everything is super organized and you can't depend on the system that it works, which means the government systems, you know, the organizations. Like if you have to do something, you can depend on them that 99% of the time it is going to work. Only with one exception, which is sometimes the public transportation can definitely really be hard sometimes, you know, especially during the summertime and especially during the times like whereby the country introduced it like a €9 ticket. So it's really hard to travel around. And yeah, but apart from that, I think, you know, other things are really nice about Germany. So let's talk about what are some of the things that I do not like about Germany. Let me show you guys this place first. I mean, it's a beautiful morning. It's Tuesday. You know, the weather is really nice, and then it is also beautiful out here. As you can see, summer weather. I mean, these trees, the branches are just, you know, growing. Okay, so what are some of the things that I do not like about Germany? So the things which I don't like will come to the mentality. I mean, sticking too much to the rules. Everyone feels entitled to correct you. Yes, that is something true. Let's say, for example, like you are doing something, let's say in a public places, you know, and then everyone will just be like, they are just police officers, you know, so everyone feels like they are entitled to correct you, which I mean in other countries people don't mind what you do, but here in Germany it is not like that. And the next thing also is that they might even feel the need to call the cops on you for a slight things that you didn't. I mean, for instance, like if you just let's say do something, you know, then like in other countries perhaps people will just take maybe like these things as something normal, but here in Germany it is not in that way. You know, people will just take it upon themselves to even call the police officers on you. So the next thing that I also didn't like is that, for instance, like if you didn't separate your trash, because for example, like here in Germany they have a system whereby like every trash, let's say like you have a bottle, like the white bottles and the blue ones shouldn't be mixed, you know, so and things like that. So which means like papers and food rest, I mean, like that shouldn't be mixed as well. So things like that, which means like if you didn't separate all these things, I mean, like in a good way, like your, let's say like your neighbors, you know, the peoples that you are living with, you know, might even take it upon themselves, you know, to correct you, not only to correct you, you know, but also to report you to the right authorities as well. I mean, like that is really something great, you know, I think. But sometimes like that it can also be overwhelming for the people who are not Germans, you know, but rules are rules. So, and one thing also, you know, I also want to talk about, for instance, like if you are loud, yes, this definitely could be like any day. I mean, like if you are loud, but most of the times like during the weekends. So being loud in Germany, that can definitely be a little bit hard because some neighbors are there, you know, like they just didn't care whether it is the weekends or not, you know. They just want you to be silent. That's it. So as I said, like during the weekends, you know, I mean, like this even happens to me once when I was at my first ever apartment here in Germany, you know. So my neighbor, you know, she said like I was too loud, and to me, you know, like I wasn't loud at all, because like I was only just walking, and then she just come to my door and knock. She was like, hey, you are too loud, you know, like I can hear you walking here. So I was like, yeah, but I was only walking. So it's like, what can I do about that? And then she said, no, but it was too loud, you know, you shouldn't be loud. And then she did these things like twice. And then since then I know that, oh, you know, like if you will have to live like in certain places, or like if you will have to live like in certain apartments, which means like you will definitely have to figure it out by yourself, and just simply know that you shouldn't be loud to start with, because most of the people, I mean, they just didn't like it. That's it. That's the truth. So one thing which I also don't like is that one time I was inside my apartment, and then my neighbor just came down, you know, to knock on my door. And the time she fuck. All right, so the time she just knocked on my door and she said like you are too loud, you know. I was just walking. This time around, like I was just alone. She said, you are too loud. I said, no, I was not loud, you know. Then she just looked at my shoe, you know, like this old lady, and she said like, because of your shoe, you are too loud. I can hear you, you know. She said, do you have a house shoe? And then I was like, what do you mean about that house shoe? And then she said, a special shoe that you only wear at home. And I was like, no, I didn't have that. He said, that's why you are too loud, you know. You need to have a house shoe. And then I was like, okay, then houseware, I am going to buy that, you know, like she's just already, you know, I mean, there is no way that like you can just discuss, you know, like a certain things with her. By the way, so this is a place like where you can get, let me just get something to myself. So this is a place basically like where you can just buy breakfast, you know, like when you are going to work. I mean, like it's really nice, you know. So this is what I just love to eat, because it is with avocado and everything is fresh. Yeah, so my neighbor just came inside my house, you know, and just look at, you know, my feet, and she was like, you need a houseware. And I was like, what is houseware? Then she just explained it to me. Guys, I mean, look, don't get me wrong, you know, like but this was the first time, you know, like to have idea that, you know, like there is even a special shoe called houseware. I mean, like, I know it, for example, or a house shoe, I know it, you know, but just like you, I mean, just like in a form of maybe tradition, just like to wear that shoe specially at home, as like it is the only shoe that you need to wear like once you are at home or inside your apartment, you know, like I didn't know that. So this neighbor, she was the one, you know, like who just made all of these things like so clear to me. And then at the end of the day, we just became friends. I mean, like not only we became friends, you know, but sometimes like sometimes, you know, like she will also just ask about my families, you know, like she will also just give me the chance, you know, like I mean, you know, just kind of like to talk to me, you know, like to know where, you know, my country, you know, how I even came here to start with and things like that. And yeah, that was definitely super really nice, you know, and now we became friends. But hey, after all, you know, like Germany is a great country. But let me know, are you living in Germany or are you a German? You know, let me know on the comment section, what do you guys think the things that I have said, whether, I mean, they are something true or not. So in this city center here in Lörrach, like every Tuesday they do have a local market, I mean, so for the vendors to come and sell their products here, which is really nice. And most of the times also like they are more cheaper.